All right, we have this article in front of us. It says the beginning of apartheid. Follow along with me. I'm going to be pausing after every couple sentences. Following unification in 1910, the British government passed laws that further subjugated blacks, coloreds, and Asians. So I'm going to stop here. So in 1910, remember the Dutch Afrikaners and the British kind of united with the British being in control. And now we have this very large white group that is now beginning to pass laws that oppress the black Africans, coloreds, and Asians. I'm going to continue reading. Most laws applied to all three groups, but were more extreme for blacks than for Asians and coloreds. So in other words, these laws were targeting the black Africans. One law relegated Africans to the lowest jobs in the mining industry. I'm going to stop here. Remember that the mining industry is very dangerous, so they now have a law that makes the black Africans work in the mining industry, which is in some of the most dangerous jobs in the mining industry. Continue reading. It also became a criminal offense for blacks to strike. So, in other words, blacks cannot get together and protest. And the 1913 Natives Land Act became the first piece of major legislation creating separate areas for Europeans and Africans. This is really big. This is the first time that the Europeans and Africans were now forced to be in separate areas, and they couldn't share the same piece of land. They couldn't own similar pieces of land. They needed to be separated. African land ownership was limited to specially designed natives reserves on 8% of the countryside. These laws were built upon each other to form a system of racial segregation in which whites and Africans had little contact with each other. Later, the designers of the apartheid system would draw from these laws in their attempt to further limit rights for Africans, coloreds, and Asians. So this is a really big law. This is one of the first laws of apartheid that really affected the rest of history.